So you've been with your significant other now for quite a few years. You know how it goes. You start to take things for granted, get a bit complacent, maybe it gets a little bit boring. Then one day your eye catches a real beauty and you start wondering, could she be mine? Will she fit?
Enough and everybody's high.
So my old faithful here has been in hibernation for the winter and for lockdown. So if I'm going to think about trading her in for a prettier model, there's a few things I need to do. So the poor old love's gone in for her MOT. The great bonus of not buying new cars is you don't have to deal with new car dealerships. The independents that are around are just so much better to deal with. They are just look after you, build a relationship with them. They look after your car, reasonably priced. Just really, really great to deal with. So the Alpina Roadster S. Now it's obviously based on BMW's E85 Z4, but Alpina take the car from the production line and they add their own special magic. The engine is based on the E36 M3 3.2, but Alpina bore it out to 3.4 and they add Alpina specific cylinder head and crankshaft, Marla hardened pistons and a stainless steel Iceman exhaust. It has 300 brake horsepower, 266 foot-pound of torque, and is mated to a 6-speed ZF gearbox, rear-wheel drive of course. Now what sets this car apart is the special Alpina body kit and also the wheels. These are the same wheels that we used on the Z8 based V8 Roadster. And one of the best things, or the thing I like the most, is that there are only 167 of these ever came to the UK. That makes this car very, very rare. Now ever since I saw that Esprit advertised, I've kind of been on an odyssey of discovery. I never realised there was quite so much to know about that particular car. And really there's quite a few different variations of models to choose from. And I think the one for me I think is the GT3. So the whole ethos of Free Car Hunter is to buy and run cars that just simply don't depreciate or maybe even go up in value. Now the Lotus admittedly is a bit left field. I'm sure it's not going to depreciate at all. But the question is, do they just cost a fortune to maintain? And that's something I'm just going to have to look a bit deeper into. Now if I was to buy one, I think I would definitely go for one of the later models, maybe from 98 onwards. Having a look at the interior of the older ones, they kind of look like they were designed around the posing pouch of Peter Stringfellow. I think the newer interiors just look so much better. Now searching around, I found that prices do vary quite a bit, but if you go to a really good specialist dealer and find a really top one that's been looked after, looks amazing, they do command top money. The GT3 I've seen, the orange one there, is up for about 35,000. Although searching around, there's an auction at Bonham's coming up this Saturday, and they have a V8 coming up for sale with a guide price of 28 to 32,000, and that's a really, really good looking car. But I think that's going to go for more like 40, but I'm going to watch that and I'll let you know what that sells for. But now I've got the Alpina out of hibernation, fresh MOT. My God, it feels good. It's about 6 months of winter and lockdown not driving this. I bought the Alpha 147 as a daily driver. It's a 1.9 diesel. It is pretty good fun to drive. It's really just practical hatchback for taking out the dog and the bike, that sort of thing. One of the other jobs I wanted the Alpha for stop me putting too many miles on the Alpina and the M3, but also it makes both this car and the M3 just feel really, really special. It really highlights the delicacy of this car. The steering is so precise. The power is just instantly there. That naturally aspirated straight six is just glorious. And the gear change, my God, it's just so direct, so short. It makes me fall in love with this car all over again. Anyway, right now, I just got to pop in and see a man about a potential dog. Back to the trusty GoPro. I'm going to pop in and see Steve because he's currently working on a brand new M4 and I've not yet seen one in the metal, only in pictures. And you know, I want to see what it actually looks like. So the new BMW M4. Now I'm going to avoid all of the kind of cliches that have been on the internet and just tell you my opinion of this as I see it for the first time in the flesh. Now it's a good looking car, it does look high quality, but to me it kind of doesn't look like a BMW anymore. And the other thing that kind of worries me a bit is this car as you see it with the upgraded seats. I think the list on this was £90,000. I think BMW have jumped the shark.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. I just need to ask you, are you ready for what three cars?
What three cars?
What three cars?
I am ready.
Now, we've invented this game, What Three Cars. I'll tell you what the rules are. You'll see them in a second. So the game, What Three Cars? Right, so the average price of an average car is about $35,000. What you do is you use a £35,000 budget to find three cars that you would totally love to own. But those three cars must completely fit in with your lifestyle, whether you've got a family or a dog or you take bikes out, that kind of thing. And you must have the adverts showing the current prices that those cars are up for to prove that they add up to £35,000 as advertised. This Friday,
I'm excited.
Don't tell me what
can't wait.
Don't tell me what you've picked.
Three crackers, mate.
All I know is they're probably going to be a bit shit.
They're not. They're awesome.